Today's control deck was my attempt at attacking the current standard meta, and let me tell you guys, this thing was kind of nice. That's right, guys. Today we are taking a look at a control deck, but there is no counter spells in sight with this one because that is more my speed when I play control. And this one is an Abzan deck that I put together based on basically what I've been seeing in standard and trying to answer all of the threats from those builds. This deck though does have a bit of the foundation of like a 5-color domain deck, and what I mean by that is our draw engine here is going to be Up the Beanstalk. We can actually trigger Up the Beanstalk with a lot of little trickery sort of spells here today. We've got Overlords. Obviously the Overlords, if you play these for their impending cost, still count as the bigger end of the creature, so you're going to get the card draw off of the Beanstalk, and we also get the ramp and the extra bodies off of the Overlord. Overlord's a nice little way to maybe end the game later, but as you can see, our main win con here is we're trying to ramp our way into a Kaya early off of the Overlord triggers, and Kaya is going to then close the game because we're going to be keeping the field very clean from threats to attack into Kaya, and it's got the hexproof, so it's typically not going to be going anywhere once it resolves on the battlefield. Again, we have Sunfall, sweeps up the field, protects Kaya very well on the following turn, and then the early game, this is where things get interesting. This is where we kind of had to tune the deck from what we were seeing here. I've got Cease and Desist. This one's really good because if you run into, let's say, an artifact build with a synthesizer, the Desist side is really good, but really the Cease side is the side we want to focus on. It can instant speed exile up to 2 cards from a graveyard. That is going to help us a lot with a bunch of different reanimation stuff floating around, but also the Azorius deck that wants to try to reconstruct their creatures out of the graveyard, so this can instant speed snap those up, which is nice, and it also gains us life, which is helpful. And then we've also got a couple of early game interactions that are instant speed with exiling effects. Not on my watch and Soul Partition, very good for mono red. You can go ahead and exile those creatures really fast, really early, and they're not going to get the effects of the hero throwing a fireball at your face. Then we got Leyline Binding. Leyline Binding is another way that you can trigger the Beanstalk, which is really good. It's really cheap for one, typically, if you can get an Overlord trigger, because you're going to get this Everywhere token, which counts for all colors of mana, and that will trigger the Leyline Binding to be much cheaper. But we also run a lot of like actual basic lands and lands that, say Swamp Forest and whatnot, which does trigger the Leyline becoming cheaper anyways. But anyways, guys, this one was really fun. And I got a lot of wins. It felt really good, at least on the ladder that I was on. And again, just my own personal take on what I've been seeing. I'm sure you guys can tune this up as many different ways as you want to with the same sort of dynamics and have a lot of success. So enjoy this one, and we'll see you guys back here at the end. Peace out. All right, guys, today we are playing no games. We are showing absolutely no mercy because we are playing Abzan Control, and this deck, it literally answers just about everything. I've run into this deck actually earlier. Was this the same guy? Do we keep this? Probably not. I think I know what this deck is. I think the opponent's about to play a Doll Maker Shop. Okay, not a Doll Maker Shop. Interesting. All right, do we play that or do we go for the drawing? No, let's play this. Let's go ahead and surveil. Leyline Binding's not bad. I mean, these are great cards for us to have. They hit anything. This does have Ward 2, and it puts a counter on itself. We're trying to get to the Sunfall. That's the key. Can we stay alive long enough to get to the Sunfall? We may have to prioritize taking that Innkeeper's Talent from the opponent. Yeah, maybe they pump it up by 1 here and invest a little more mana into it, and then we can take it. I think that'd be a little bit better. There we go. Now we steal it. Got them to expend a little bit of mana there on that play. And they drop an Audacity, man. They are cooking with the damage here. Not great. And they can pay 4 to put a counter on it, which they can do next turn. I don't have an answer for it right now. I could gain some life here. Gaining 2 life might be the answer. 7, 8. Honestly, gaining life might be the move here, guys. We're gonna pass the turn and see. Hopefully they just put a counter on it. We might be okay, believe it or not. I don't know yet, but let's see. Gain 2 life. Hopefully they put a counter on it. Nice, that's 4 mana, so we're alive by 1 life. Okay, and then we got the Sunfall, reset the board, and we might just be back into this game, guys. This was quite an interesting way to start it off, but you know what? I'll take it. If we can pull off a W here, I will take it. Plenty of answers in the hand here for anything. Just no haste, please. Man, the Ward 2 on this is bananas. Let's see. I think I want to go Beanstalk, Soul Partition. I think that's my move here. Beanstalk, Soul Partition. Yes, I'm sure. And I'm doing this now before they're able to untap and do some shenanigans. Obviously, I know green, they could have just played a Snakeskin Veil there, but we had to roll the dice on it. Better than waiting till they had more mana open for, you know, things like the Surprise. The Surprise can give them hexproof for 2. All right, got the Exile spell here. Yeah, I think we just need to play this. Draw a card. Not a bad card. Yes, we'll take this. All right, and now we've got options. We've got the 2 mana, Not on My Watch, or we've got the 2 mana, bring up the creature and make a block. Either way, I think we're good. Okay, the Flight makes it pretty impossible for me to block with the token. So now we gotta hope that Not on My Watch is good enough to pull off this win here. It all comes down to whether or not they can find hexproof for their creatures, which is absolutely gonna be in their deck. They've got the 1 mana hexproof spell enchantment. They've also got, you know, green, so Snakeskin Veil and whatnot. But we got it. All right, we got it. We got it. Let's go. That's a big find right there. That's a big find right there. Let's get this down. It's a great body just to get on the field and block with. We still have enough mana here to both activate the incubation token and soul partition here. There we go. Takes care of that for a minute. All right, let's do this, man. If we can find a Kaya now, we're good to freaking go. Let's go, man. Give me the Kaya. Give me the Kaya. Yes. I'll take the Calyx, actually. Actually, no. I'll take this because I'm gonna steal their Calyx here.
Stand by when evil threatens the multiverse.
There we go, baby. 1 HP W. That's what I'm talking about. Woo, that was a scary one. Man, whoever decided that they should put a Ward 2 on a 1 mana creature should be fired. I vouch that they should be fired. That card is insane, man. That's the second time I've seen it too. Stockpile, okay. Or the pantry, stocking the pantry. We're going Beanstalk here. Sunfall's a great find. You know they're going to be playing creatures to stack up 1/1 counters onto, so I think this is going to be another great matchup for us. I mean, the last matchup wasn't great, but you know, the idea of getting 1 creature down and stacking it a bunch is really good for us because we've got the Leyline Bindings in hand. I am going to play this first. That way the Leyline Bindings become live. Let's see if the investments start here. Let's see if we get the 1/1 counter thrown down here on these 1/1s. Doesn't look like it. 3 mana creature maybe? Nothing, huh? Very strange. Actually, I don't mind if I do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to leave the white open. That way Leyline Binding is active for 1 mana now. We can cast it and we still get the mana ramp off of the Overlord. Looks like they're gonna sacrifice their cake here. We're looking really good in this one. I'm truly not even like worried about this game. I think this one is a lock before it even started. Just because of the matchup, it's just so favorable to us in my opinion. They're just a little bit too slow. We've already got our board completely stabilized with a bunch of 1-mana answers for pretty much anything we want at instant speed. It's pretty disgusting. We can even keep up with the bodies on the field too, because we can actually end up playing this very soon for its full cost without having to impend it. Archer, sure. That has to attack to get the 1/1 counters, right? Yes, it does. So these 1/1s are not going to actually get any counters on them. Looking like a pretty decent Sunfall here. Not too worried about this. Let's go Sunfall, and then next turn we'll play the Overlord. We definitely don't need any more mana. Definitely not. I mean, we're drawing cards too for every play we make. The Beanstalks on the field, this is just absolutely, at this point, way too much to overcome. Unless they're running, you know, destroy all enchantments or whatever. They're wasting their own... Why would you waste a Get Lost there? Why would you not blow up one of these two oppressive cards on the field? They're going to regret that too, because I got the Leyline Bindings. Get Lost was probably their best card against us. And they wasted it on one of their creatures. That's a good sign. Okay. Fair enough. That has indestructibility now, so it kind of has to be dealt with, right? Let's just crack this. And then I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will be our 7th land. Oh, man. That means I either have to cast this or this. I'm gonna cast this. I don't know why I'm worried about casting this. It's got indestructibility, but I've got a 6/6. It's not like it can attack into me anyways. They're gonna have to answer the 6/6 if they want to get it through, which is very possible. I mean, they could have another Get Lost. Season of Burrow was pretty intense there. I don't know why they bring back the Phineas there, though. I would have blown up the Beanstalk maybe, but it does give you cards when you exile things. That's one of those things that's kind of tough. Phineas is busted for sure if you get a bunch of tokens going. They haven't gotten much of a token game plan rolling yet, though. Hop to It would be a pretty scary card. That's a good one. They kick that. That's pretty solid. Indestructibility on the Phineas, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, is pretty ridiculous because you're wanting it to attack every single turn to get its value. So that's actually really solid. I take back what I said. Bringing that back with the Bro, not a bad idea. Do I want to keep drawing even more cards? Probably not. I don't think I need to draw any more cards. I mean, we might as well though, right? It'd be kind of silly not to. Sunfall. Sunfall's interesting. Now, if I target anything on the field, they're going to get 1/1 counters. I'm going to take these guys out first. That's gonna make the pantry really big. They're gonna draw a lot of cards out the pantry. Should I take care of the pantry with the other binding? Maybe. This costs mana to, yeah, they cost 2 to draw. Alright, we are gonna take out the pantry, and then I'll take out the Phineas here. With let's see, with the Not on My Watch. You know what though? I just drew a great card here. Soul Partition, which can take care of this. Yeah, this is silly. This is absolutely silly. The opponent is in a lot of trouble, man. It feels bad because I feel like I've got answered for literally everything. The only deck that I don't have like a perfect game against, in my opinion, would be like mono blue or something. Something that has a lot of counter spells. Maybe Azorius Control. But other than that, man, we have not had much trouble tonight at all. We've destroyed mono red in a lot of games. We did lose to Boros Convoke earlier, I will say. Boros Convoke kind of got us a little too quickly. Alright. Another one of those is an issue. It's not an issue, but it's just annoying because it gives all those 1/1 counters, as you saw from that last turn. I really don't want to run a Sunfall out. Alright, we take care of the Phineas. Bypassing the indestructibility here with the Exiling Claws. I've got 6 damage in the air right now currently. Oh, they found a hop to it. Oh, they throw it away though. Interesting. Why would you throw away a hop to it? That's a pretty solid card. I guess they're looking for answers and not so much, not so many, you know, attack sort of spells, aggressive spells. They want more defensive. But anyways, GG's. Very easy win. That one felt clean. On to the next one. All right, we're going first with a stellar looking hand. Just a bunch of beanstalks. That's all you can ask for. That may be important. We're going to keep it on top. We see a mouse here. Uh-oh. Is this the matchup I just said I don't want to see, which is a blue counter deck? I hope not. I got the Overlord, which was a really good top deck there. So far, so good. Now, here's the deal. Countering my stuff is annoying, but I'm drawing a card every time I try to resolve something on the field, so I guess a one for one on that is fine because I get a card off the top. It kind of keeps me ahead of the opponent, I feel like. Yeah, there's the counter spell. But as you can see, they lose a card, I draw a card. That's value. Again, another card that kind of replaces itself. Hopefully it lands though, because if it gets countered, it's not going to replace itself. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. And then I do believe this card's going to be relevant. It's not going to be amazing, but it's going to be relevant because it at least, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. There's spells that, you know, thrive off of things in the graveyard. Obviously, the Djinn gets bigger, but I don't think exiling 2 cards is going to be that big a deal. But I will. I definitely don't need to destroy enchantments and artifacts, that's for sure. I don't know why would they put this in the graveyard. I don't see any white sources, so they're not reanimating it. It doesn't feel like it, at least. I don't know which cards I'd want to see off the top here. Like I said, this is probably the one deck list we did not want to run against. I don't know how we're planning on resolving Kaya, man. Honestly, them countering that of all things is not a bad thing. This might seem silly, guys, but I think I'm gonna run a Sunfall just to draw 2 cards. I don't think Sunfall is gonna be that powerful of a card for me. And if I can keep mana flowing and I need to find another black source and all that stuff. All right, cool. I get another another Sunfall. Another 2 mana draw sort of spell here, I'm guessing, like a Moment of Truth, maybe. No, nothing. Well, we know they didn't have interference. Well, maybe they did. I don't think they'd. Yeah, they wouldn't have interfered with the Sunfall, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. That makes things cheaper. Shall we try this again? It's my only answer, really, so. Wow, looks like it's gonna land. Very nice. And we got another black source. Don't need more land. Don't really know what to do here. I've got to resolve the Kaya. Kaya is like the answer to win the game, but I need it to resolve. Oh, the phone. Did they just really tap out pretty much? Yikes, dude. Well, they still can play a land here this turn. Oh no, this entered this turn. Let's go. 1 mana. There's no way they have like a spell pierce type of effect, right? I don't think that's a thing anymore right now. I think Kaya's good to resolve here, guys. I think it's just a 1 mana like dig type of a spell here. Like a sleight of hand. It's got to be sleight of hand, right? Oh my gosh, Kaya's on the field, guys. Kaya actually hit the field. I think we're going to win this game. It's going to take a while because Kaya's got to drain him, but I think we're gonna win this game. Okay, that's mine. Now, do I have instant and sorcery speeds in my, like, how many do I carry here in my graveyard? So far, there's 3. So if I take their Jin, it's gonna be a decent size. Will it still be a 1/1 though, actually? It should carry its ability. Target creature gets 1/1 and gains hexproof? Okay. Interesting. Do I go for the Leyline Binding play? No. I don't think so. Don't think so. I think I just not on my watch twice and then try to land this. Now here's the deal. I could play the Overlord for its full amount, but I think I'd rather just play it for the 4, draw a couple cards, and then leave 4 mana open for a couple of these to try to take out their Jin. I think it's totally worth it, man. Alright, we got the impending started. And we say go. So now we've got plenty of blockers to buy me time. And then again, if they expend, you know, mana like this is great news for us. More cards out of their hand, more mana being spent, that's great. And then we can not on my watch. This could be good. I'm sure the first not on my watch will be countered. But will the second one be countered is the question. Alright, that's making things extremely cheap now though. All the mana in their hand is, or all the spells in their hand are very, very cheap. Okay, that's basically free. Okay, cool. Return to, okay, they surveil too. Do you have the protection to stop me from killing your Jin here though? I would say you probably don't have enough. Let's see. Let's see. Return target creature. If it's that, I might even just let them return it to their hand, to be honest. No? All right. Got him. Got him. So this thing is equal to the number of islands you control. Sheesh, that's not good. Not good for us, at least. Guess we'll Leyline Binding this bad boy, huh? Oh, I should have Overlorded there first, huh? I could have gotten a cheaper. That was my first mistake. I should have definitely Overlorded for 3 there. Got the multicolored land, and then the Leyline Binding would have just been a 1 mana spell.
Your time's almost up.
Let's do it now. Lost some value there. Alright, well, we got 3 Leyline Bindings we can play, though, still. Definitely could have done that better, though. Alright, the opponent is at 21 cards to my 29, so we actually may be able to get him with the Breach of the Multiverse and potentially mill them out at some point in this matchup here. But we gotta be careful because we are in... We are gonna be, you know, potentially drawing so many cards that we might mill ourselves out. You know what I could do? You know what's kind of crafty here? Is I could exile my own, like, Overlord with the Kaya, and it would come in as a 1/1 flyer, and I would get the flyers with it. That could be pretty interesting. Opponent could have a pretty difficult time dealing with that, I would imagine. All right, let's see what they do. Do they frivolously counter this? Frivolously? I don't even know how to say that word. I just realized I found a word I don't know how to say. All right, interference. We pay the 2. No, we don't have enough. Okay, cool, cool. All right, I could do that. Do I want to do that? Probably not, right? Let's just keep draining them, man. Let's just keep on draining them. Do we just pay this for the Overlord, like the full amount? Or do we... Yeah, because we'd still have 3 Leyline bindings available. Let's do it. Alright. Looks like we're going to have to get rid of a card here. End our turn. Thought we'd hit a land drop there, but we did not. Discarding a card. I'm actually going to drop the Multiverse. I don't think I'm going to be wanting to play that because I'm already down to 26. I'm going to catch up to them pretty quick, I would imagine, with all the Beanstalk draws. Especially when I'm playing 3 Leyline bindings, most likely here on this turn. Well, this was, in my opinion, our toughest matchup, and we're doing just fine. Jeez, they're at 10 now. Now I'm wishing I would have kept that. Unbelievable, man. I didn't expect them to play another knowledge there, dude. That's crazy. 10 cards on the dot. That's unreal. All right. Let's try to get this down. Sure, it gets countered. This should do it, though. There's no way they're going to be able to counter this 3 times, right? So this should be a good game because I should be able to get it off the field or steal it with Kaya, one or the other, and then swing through and end this game. Shore up 1/1 and hexproof. You got another one? You got another one? This is a pretty ridiculous turn. Unreal. They did have another one. All right, but Kaya can get it, or I could just soul partition it. Actually, that's probably the better play. That way I can bleed him with Kaya. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then Kaya's for the final damage. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Opponent's cooked here. Opponent is cooked. Finito. That'll do it. Good game, Mono Blue. I mean, that was exciting. It was a fun game. We came down to like drawing almost our entire decks out. That was fun, man. Little battle of the minds there. I love it. I only made, I think, one little mistake there, but pretty cool. Okay, I get to go first with a not so great hand. This does Surveil. Is that worth going for, though? If it's mono red, this could be a decent hand for us. I don't know, man. This is not a good hand to keep, but I'm going to keep it anyways because I like to make things hard on myself. Come on. Okay, good. We got it not on my watch. I'm actually really glad that we kept this hand. Give me a green source one time, please. One time for me. I'm going to let that resolve because they didn't pump anything. If they had pumped something there, I definitely would have answered, but alright, they pump post combat on my turn. I get why they don't want to overcommit for me to take it out, but that seems like a bit of a waste in my opinion. I don't know. And then they play a challenger. Alright, we are going to cast this now. Get rid of this guy. Green source. No, man. All right, well, we probably are cooked here. It's my own fault. I kept a bad hand. I knew this might happen. I took this hand with full knowledge that, you know, I was probably giving it away, but I wanted to try because I had the early game removal, and I thought surveilling would get us closer there, but bummer, dude. Absolutely bummer. Gave up our perfect game and win streak here for a not so bright keep. Oh, I hate mulligans though, man. Mulligans make my skin crawl. I'm gonna touch my cards like I have a removal spell. Don't do it. Oh, you walked into it. I wish. Oh, I wish. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then they just need one more pump spell or the shock. Either way, they got it. GG's. Bummer. That was a throwaway game. We normally do pretty well against mono red and those types of builds, so. All right, well, I deserved that. This hand looks way better. We're keeping this bad boy. Beanstalk followed by a Leyline Binding is always solid. Don't mind going first either. And we're ready for mono red as well. Ooh, I'm keeping that. And it looks like we got ourselves a mono red player. We're gonna hold the, not on my watch actually. Because I'm hoping they pump this thing up like 2 times here. Come on, drop a red land. Or that, whatever. And then just pump it twice. Come on. Don't be scared. Scaredy cat. All right, are they gonna pump it now and get some sort of follow-up manifest red crap? Sure are. Oh no, they're gonna give it hexproof. All right. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's go ahead and drop you. That's gonna turn this to cheaper, but not cheap enough. That sucks. Okay. Well, hopefully we're not dead here. That can happen sometimes. God, I hope not. I really hope they don't have like a ton of protection here. Like, I hope that's not their game plan to like tempo me out or anything. I could, I guess, go with the Overlord next turn, which would give me 2 blockers, but if they give it trample, which is very likely to happen at some point here, we could be regretting that decision. But they are going to get a flyer over the top too here. Oh, come on. What do we want to do? I think I want to use my Sunfall on curve more than anything, so I'm going to actually play this. The Sunfall off the top was pretty cool. All right, that's fun, but I don't know if we have the time. Well, maybe. We're not too far off from 7 mana here. Let's end the turn. We've got 2 options. We can cease and desist to gain some life, or we can instant speed Leyline Binding and hopefully take out the hero. Good. The more the merrier for the Sunfall. I say that's going to be the best thing for us. And I'm guessing they're hanging on to another one of these because they held that mana open very specifically, because I'm guessing they wanted to protect it from removal. Perfect. All right, I'm going cease and desist here to gain some life, and we're going Sunfall. And then that way, nothing survives. Nothing gets to protect itself with hexproof. Kaya is cool, but I was hoping to hit the Kaya off of the multiverse, so that's a bit of a bummer. All right, we're drawing cards though, and we're clearing the board. Another Sunfall's not bad. Not what I wanted to see there, but not bad. I really want the green Overlord to make my Leyline Bindings only cost 1. Yep, they did in fact have another one. We thought that was the case. Oh man, is this lethal? It's not. Oh, that was close though. So close. Huge. Absolutely huge, man. Okay. All right, well, actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna go Leyline Binding here. Nice, we get a land. And I've got options now for removal at instant speed. It all comes down to whether or not the opponent is going to have a haste threat. Or not a haste threat, I'm sorry, a burn spell. A burn spell would be tragic. All right, I like this. This will allow me to avoid dying to said burn spell. And we're back in this game. All right, good try though. I mean, they were close. They got close. These new like enchantment aggro builds are kind of crazy, man. I've been seeing them a lot lately. I've seen them in Selesnya colors and now Boros, and kind of interesting, man. I mean, if you want to trade, let's trade. I'm down. I am down. I'm gonna keep gaining life, man. That's the best thing for me, in my opinion. And in the meantime, we'll get this guy down. Good luck getting through. Kaya has completely stabilized this game. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, the opponent can do here. That's pretty good. Can't lie, that's pretty good, but they can't attack into me. I suppose they can attack into me, but that would be kind of silly, wouldn't it? I guess they don't think it's too silly. I get to replenish my 2 moths. I was gonna say, this comes right back. I get my Overlord and I replenish the 2 moths I just blocked with, so very good game. Man, this is one of those decks that I really don't want to stop playing because it's just so good and I want to keep climbing with it, but unfortunately we're gonna have to stop playing it after this game because the video's over, man. Oh, here we got another mono red player. We got another really creative gamer here. Let's see what happens. Well, we haven't really had a mono red traditional player yet, so I guess I can't be too hard on the guy. It's our first one. I will be exiling this regardless of any sort of pump spells they may have. Is that your only creature? I would sure hope not if I were you. All right, we're going Beanstalk first. Hopefully drawing into something that can remove that as well. That's actually a good card because it brings the blockers, but I don't think I need that. I think I need more removal spells. Give me like a Leyline Binding or something. Let's freaking go. Magic is so easy sometimes, man. So easy. That is what we were hunting for. Let's hope they don't freaking pump this like 3 times and then throw it at my face. That new 1 mana pump spell that gives +3/0 and then, you know, they manifest dread if the creature dies is such a nuisance, man. All right, well now we're looking for Sunfall. I didn't expect that. I hope they blow that up, please. Highly, highly doubtful. Oh my god, we got a Sunfall. That's crazy. All right, game's rigged. Green. Game is absolutely rigged here, guys. All right, Leyline Binding keeps us alive in case the opponent wants to go crazy on one particular creature. Hopefully they just keep going wide. That'd be nice. Unload their hand with a bunch more 1-drops and like heroes and scamps. They don't have haste. That'd be nice. 4 mana for a mono red player is not ideal for them. What you got for me, friend? It is your go. All right, looks like they're gonna attack with no other creatures being played yet. And a pump spell is incoming here. All right, I don't want them to be able to draw the card. They are still gonna get a card off of the Challenger's Valiant, but I don't want them to be able to draw an extra card off of the pump spell that they just played here. So I will be taking that. And then hopefully that Valiant trigger gets another creature here. Give him a creature. It's a land. Even better. What are the last 2 cards they got, though? Because that's the real problem here. All right, nice. We're in the clear, guys. We're in the clear for now. Creatures? No. Let's thin out the deck here a little bit. The less mana in my deck at this point, the better. It doesn't really matter what color we grab, right? Sunfall time. Leyline Binding again would be insane. No. I figured if I keep saying what I want, it just keeps popping up, so why not just shout out Leyline Binding there, you know what I mean? I'm cool with that. Basically taking the turn off. Love to see that. Let's go Beanstalk. Huge. Absolutely huge. All right, we're gonna play this then. We'll keep that on top. We'll Beanstalk again. And we'll soul partition away any creature they may play this turn. That is awesome. Awesome, awesome. Now we're drawing 3 cards per turn. I don't think they keep up with this. All right. For sure we get a Leyline Binding now, right? No, not quite. Does it really matter though when we get a 6/6 and then we get a 6/5 because of the impending? Probably not. Oh, poor mono red, man. Your days are numbered, I'm telling you. Everybody's building decks to beat it. Hopefully it dies soon. GG's, man. Let's freaking go. What a run. That's going to do it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed today's deck list and video. Appreciate you for making it this far. We'll be back again here tomorrow with another video and a live stream, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one. This one felt pretty good. This was a deck list that I'm very proud of because, you know, again, it was my own little spin and attempt on attacking the current meta, and Abzan Control is just a really busted way to do that. We've got a lot of good overlords now. You know, Beanstalk is really good with those overlords to draw extra cards. So I figured let's just do that. I mean, it's basically the same sort of foundation as the 5-color, you know, Atraxa builds and domain decks and whatever. But I feel like that core for card draw and just value is really, really good for ramping, getting those tokens. And then from there, we just built a really nice Abzan Control deck. So I hope this was of some value for you guys today, and I hope you enjoyed. But thanks for making it to the very end, and a huge special shout out to the Mardu Mob. If you guys don't know, the Mardu Mob is the membership program on my channel, so huge thank you and shout out to the people who support me monetarily every month. I really do appreciate you for that, and thanks for everything you do for me. I really do appreciate it very, very much. But that does it. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, and until next time. Peace out, guys.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. With the upload, man. Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.